I'm obviously no doctor. We've got Dr.
Tom.
Dr. Tom. Dr. Tom, are you able to explain to us, if someone has a heat illness, what type of physiological effects, if Rosassiani here has one, would she be suffering?
So I think when you're thinking about heat illness, there's various factors you need to consider, such as dehydration being the main kind of influence on a person, and hypothermia.
Okay.
So when Annie would present...
When you say hypothermia, that's actually too hot.
Too hot, yeah.
Too cold.
So she would have a reduced ability to manage her own body temperature.
Okay.
And so what you'd look for is signs of dehydration.
Yeah.
So skin turgor, so skin would be a bit floppy, her mucous membranes would be dry, heart rate would be up, her blood pressure would be down, and her temperature would be elevated.
Okay, so if someone came into a hospital suffering this type of illness, what are the first things that you would do to help someone like that in that situation?
So luckily the Australian New Zealand Emergency Medicine Council has a guideline on heat wave management, or heat stress management, and so firstly, you'd like to cool the patient and make sure they're hemodynamically stable. You can use cooled fluids, put them in a cool room, low lighting. If they're able to take sips of water, ensure they have sips of water, rehydrate with IV fluids if necessary, and manage any other issues that arise. Say an irregular heart rate, you might need to manage their electrolytes. And just see how they progress.
Okay. Associate Professor McGurr was telling us that as we go into the future, doctors like you are going to have to be more aware of heat illnesses than perhaps doctors in Australia have been in the past. Is that something that you're thinking about before you start being a doctor, that this type of thing with more hot days is something you might see?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's not overly stressed in the emergency department in Wagga, so it could be improved in that aspect, but there are guidelines out there, and I suppose through our experience there are more hotter days with longer heat waves. And so we'll see presentations like this more often. Fantastic.
Well, it looks like Rosassiani
We've saved her.
We've saved her.
She's doing well.
She's doing well.
She's not really. Her pulse is now 11, so...
Okay. Well, we can cut that bit out. Thank you very much, doctors. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for that. Cheers.
Thank you very much, guys. That was really interesting.
Okay.
I'm just going to get and give it a close look.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I love how very gender neutral. Nice one, Annie.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. That was awesome.
Thank you, Amanda.
That's
great.
Any last thing you'd like to say on the topic? Or that's
No, I think it's important. I think it's an important issue. Need to be, climate change is developing for us. We've got to be aware of how it's going to impact our health. Absolutely critical.
Okay, fantastic. And it looks like you're all on top of it here at Notre Dame.
Yep, we're getting ready for it.
Okay, cheers. Thank you.